All rise. Superior Court of Fulton County is now in session. Honorable Chief Judge Yuri Glanville presiding. Court come to order.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated.
All jurors are here.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram.
And the clients are here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the record in the matter of the state of Georgia versus Cleef Adams et al. In 22 SC 183572. Let's see, Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Sharp. Good afternoon. All right. Mr. Williams, Mr. Steele, Mr. Adams, and Ms. Renard, good afternoon. All right, Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Weinstein, good afternoon. All right. Mr. Huey, Mr. Matthews, Jr. and Sr., good afternoon. All right, Mr. Nichols, Mr. Harvey, good afternoon. All right, Mr. Ryan and Ms. D. Williams, good afternoon. Okay, Messrs. Smith and Brown, good afternoon. Ms. Hilton, Mr. Atkins, and Ms. Lowe, good afternoon. All right. All right, anything I need to take up before Mr. Bean comes in? No. Okay, anybody else? All right, can we bring Mr. Bean in, please? All right, sir, summon our jurors, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
All jurors present, count for.
Thank you, Sergeant Ingram. Ladies and gentlemen, jury, good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. Mr. Bean, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, you still under oath, sir. All right,
Sir.
Mr. Steele?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. With the state's permission or assistance and the court's permission, Your Honor, I believe that we are playing state's exhibit number 176. Thank you. Thank you. 176CA. And I believe we stop, Your Honor. I have 12024. It'll be 12023, sir. May we play that exhibit?
Rammed the cop's vehicle trying to leave. Did you know you hit it? You did not know you hit the cop vehicle. The cop bumped you. So is it fair to say they tried to block you in to stop you from leaving? Do you think that happened? I mean, I'm just asking.
Yep, they probably did.
And why didn't you stop? Did you know they were police? Come on, this everybody out there saying the police were trying to get y'all to stop. Did you know those were police you were fleeing from?
At the point of the time, sir, I didn't know, because I did not see a uniform cop.
Who'd you see in the car that pulled in front of your car? Y'all are nose to
I
nose.
seen two females.
Two
I
females.
seen two females. That's all I seen.
And you running from two females? You worried about two?
I'm getting out.
Come on, keep player to player, pimp to pimp.
I'm getting out.
You think that these females trying to hit a lick on you or something?
I ain't say that. I'm saying.
Did you think maybe they were cops?
I'm thinking maybe when this car stop right here, I don't know if they going to this building, one of these buildings. I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm going around it.
But you know they trying to stop you from leaving. You know that. Yes or no?
I feel the bump.
Do you think they're trying to stop you from leaving that scene where the gunfire was?
I think that I'm going around a car that's still moving, and this car here just all of a sudden don't even see me.
So
they just hit me anyway.
You never saw the uniformed cop?
I ain't see no police officer.
Did you hear any commands?
I ain't heard no freeze, get out, let me see. I ain't hear none of that.
None of that. Okay.
I ain't heard no shots go off by no police officer.
How many shots? And I don't want to interrupt you. You finished? You finished with that statement?
Yeah, I ain't hear no shots go
Okay.
off by no police officer.
How many shots did you hear? Did anybody in the car mention that was the police? Anybody? You got 4 people in the car.
Fred, nobody. I ain't said nothing about it. That old 12 shouted nothing.
Okay. You know, this is an interesting situation, man. Y'all went through that yard, hit all them tricycles and shit. Could have been kids on them bikes, man.
I could have lost my own life.
My God, you could have.
At the time,
Y'all could have landed. Y'all cleared a police car. There was a police car back under that wall. Y'all just missed it. They were just sitting there. They had nothing to do with that shit up on the hill. They were just sitting there. Thank Jesus, Allah, the Dalai Lama, everybody spiritual. Y'all didn't land on that car. Then, it would have been a different situation. It wasn't meant for you to, catch that kind of weight. But, you seem like an older brother. Why you got involved with these young, and you say it to your wife over and over again when I listen to it. Why you get involved with these young motherfuckers, man? I mean, they don't care about going down the road. They can't wait to get down there. That's my feeling. They can't wait. That's the same. I got a ring like that. They can't wait to get down there, man. You already know what this shit's about, what life's all about. You are in love. These young jokers only be in love with themselves and their homeboys. They'll never know how to love.
they ain't bang. See, I don't bang.
I know you don't bang. You're a family man. You got your kids in football. You're active in the school. I did my research on you. You're a good dude, but and I appreciate your honesty about coming clean on this robbery, because it's a robbery. Y'all robbing somebody who, I don't know much about this brother, but he's not supposed to get robbed, no matter what kind of joker he is. It's kind of messy. So I'm gonna let your wife know everything that's going on, if that's okay with you. If not,
Yeah, you can let her know.
because I'm not done yet. I still gotta go talk to them fools again. I hate to call them fools, but young people scare the fuck out of me. I mean, these young boys in the street these days, they don't care about a whole lot, and it really bothers
Hear
me.
you, man. I just want to give you my story. I know I bullshit around with my family a lot. You know what I mean? I bullshit around with the story a lot. You know what I mean? But I just want to make sure I told you pretty much everything.
This sounds like the truth. You're the driver. You really cleared something up for me, the thug, and I got to go out here and find a picture of this joker. Because it's important, because I don't think he should get away with it if he was in the car. You're not making this up. Thug was in the car.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let me,
Now, I can't testify. I can't do none of that now, you know what I'm saying?
all right, you ain't got to testify. That's on you.
Put me on blast front street.
Well, that's not what I do. What I do is I'm trying to go slow and get all the information I need in relation to you, right? That's all I'm talking about. But the other people involved, I mean, it sounds to me like Thug got you all involved. I mean, I know you're a grown man and everything, but He came down here with an easy way to make money, it sounds like, and it went, who knew the police were going to be there? Y'all scared the shit out of the police too now. I don't think we don't get scared. We get scared too. We don't run the gunfire all happy about that shit. These cops ran toward what they heard was gunfire. They got to save the good citizens, the bad citizens, everything in between. They don't have a choice. They can't bitch out when it gets hot. That was a hot little scene. They stood up and stayed there. A lot of cops would have rolled the fuck out and reevaluated. Those 3 police officers, they were detectives. They went. Nobody knew it was up, but y'all were just trying to go get somebody who you believed had cash.
Nobody knew what was up with me going to jail, telling my wife what went on, and I mean.
Was Fred happy about going to this thing or what? I mean, why did he go to this thing?
I can't tell you about Fred. I mean.
Okay, what did he say anything?
With Fred.
Because he had a chance to stay back at the trap.
When Fred was on, he just coming home, man. You know what I'm saying? We not robbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the young boy did the robbing.
I couldn't tell you. I'm just saying, me, Fred.
What would be the split in something like that? You going with these 2 little rookies. What's the split going to be? Do y'all get more or less or the same? Is it going to be split 4 ways? What, I mean, just based off what you know.
I mean, you know, they move or whatever, man. You know what I mean? So, I don't.
How's that work in the street, though? If it's they move, do they get more money than you or they get the
I
same?
mean, everybody in the car gonna probably, you know what I mean, spit out evenly. You know what I mean? You know.
But let me ask you this. Somebody like Red, he didn't ever see you at all. What if word got back, you know, let's say everything went right, you got the money. Is this just Atlanta? Because everybody tells me, everybody takes turns robbing each other. Is that the truth?
Yeah, they do that in the city, man. I've been robbed.
It's been going on, and you've seen it over in the store.
I've been robbed 4 times this year.
And you probably been seeing the person that robbed you.
You know what I mean?
Have you? Or you know who they are?
I won't tell you that.
Oh, you don't?
I've been robbed 4 times. You know, it is what it is. We out hustling in the streets. I mean, you can't pick up the phone.
But when the game first started, I know you were young.
They just took my drugs or something like that. So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all drug money, weed, you know what I mean? They selling weed, drugs, you know what I mean? So, you know, who's gonna call the cops and tell the cops that I just got robbed for drug money? You got people coming from North Carolina, all different types of states coming out here and getting took off for their money and getting sent back.
And don't even report.
You know what I'm saying?
Now they gotta go talk to their boss man and
Just
shit.
happened, like you say, this particular day right here, police was on the scene, DK get
But
out.
why didn't you call it off? You weren't sure they were cops or what? You just weren't sure?
I didn't even know what,
But you, on the tape, you keep saying, let me wait. You're telling your people's on the phone.
bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you saw the
You know what I'm
tourists.
saying?
Who went in the gate first, you or the tourists?
The tourist was in the gate first. I was behind.
They followed behind somebody to get in because they didn't have no gate key either.
I was behind the Tars. When the Tars go in,
So you never looked at them again once you saw them bodies in the
I
car?
didn't go past the Tars, sir.
So they went on ahead of you, they were gone.
The Tars go straight back in the back.
And then how long was it before the tourists showed back up in that scene where the gunfire happened?
I say, man, DK started shooting, so he got caught.
Let me tell you this. If he didn't start shooting and just robbed him straight up, the police would have never known what was up. They'd have never seen that shit. It was the gunfire. That's what made them come back. They would have went on, they were going there to knock on the door about some off-brand bullshit. They were in there investigating a whole nother robbery that happened early that morning, had nothing to do with y'all. And so if he hadn't have fired that gun, it'd have been a lick going down. Licks happen all around, we'd be walking all day long. They would have got the money because he had a stack. A little more, a little less, but it was a stack. And it was in his pockets. And when you get the police report, you're going to see where the first officer that got DK while he's bleeding, because the money bloody as fuck. I got a picture of it. I'm going to go pick him up now. Bloody fucking money. Because he hit in the legs, which I think happened in the car. Bloody fucking money. It's a stack. That's exactly what Red had. He had already paid out whoever the fuck he was dealing with before. That money was gone. That all he had was, I guess, he was about to go back in the house. Because he lived there. They down there saying he was robbing them. Was Red robbing y'all? Did he rob your car? Yes or no? No? Yes?
No, Red, bro.
Okay, because let me tell you something. It doesn't make sense to me.
I used to go with Red Mom, man. Me and Red, we go way back, man.
But check it out.
I can see Red right now, man. Red knows straight up, man, that if I knew that was Red, man, if that was Dirty Red, it probably would never happen anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is like this.
If I'd have seen red, man.
So you didn't know which red it was. You heard.
If I'd have seen Dirty Red running, I'd have told Dirty Red, hey, Dirty Red, oh, DK, you tripping, man. These my people. These are my people.
Okay. So you thought it was some other red that had that check?
I didn't know the dude.
Yes or no? You thought it was another red that had that check?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I didn't know the dude was my folks.
And when I say that check, I mean the money. Whatever, how much it was.
No, it ain't. It's throw them lick anyway. It ain't my lick.
Okay. It's their intelligence. They created the intelligence on this. They did the legwork on the lick.
Yeah, they move, so it ain't. I don't.
Are they a gang? What gang are they?
I don't know if you had a 15,000, 1,000, or anything. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know what he got, but I know. Now knowing the person that I know who it was, I know these are my people, and I would never rob my people.
But do you know he lives there? Did you know Dirty Red lived there?
He don't live there.
Okay. Because let me tell you. Let me tell you something with DK.
Little Beezy with the glasses living somewhere.
Well, he got something up there. He got a reason for being there.
They probably keep the little weed up there.
He sleep. It could be the trap. I don't know. He be up there.
He don't live up there.
Just like some people might think you live down on Macon. You know, he live over there, but you don't.
Red don't live there. I know.
But he be there.
I know his mom and dad. I know where Red Man live at.
Well, what I'm saying is, did he pull out on y'all and try to rob y'all? Is the question.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me go see if I can find this picture of this boy with the crazy hair. Look like a girl, I guess.
So what?
I'm gonna answer all your questions. Let me get this guy the picture.
I get you everything.
You said his name was Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Let me look up something. I'll be right back.
Your Honor,
Sir.
I thought it was a 4-minute break. It's actually longer. If there's no objection, can we skip it? It's at 1:40:08 to stop it here, and it goes up to 1:58 according to my notes.
158?
According to my notes.
Any objection from the state? You concur?
Your Honor, it's a 25-minute break, so we don't mind him skipping over it.
Okay, all right. And the record will reflect.
Thank you.
All right.
I have 1:58, but whatever. Listen now. 1:58. Even. Is that right?
Go to the end of the road.
John posted my son.
Your Honor, this is
2 years ago.
All right, I gotta put these on.
Like a couple of years.
157:52.
Yes, sir.
I thought we got court later on today, we still need to transport them, dude. Yeah.
Your Honor,
Sir.
the state wants to start, and I don't have any objection, 1:54:14. Thank you.
Put in advance for that one.
What's up, dude? Alright. Alright. Okay, so I'm back in first. Alright, what y'all back over here? What's the girl? Where are you going? Where are you going? Dude, I thought we got court later on today, we still need to transport them, dude. Yeah. We still gotta transport them to court, they're not indicted, they don't belong to the marshals. Right. Alright. Okay.
going on, brother? It ain't clean. I know it. All right. No, I'm just saying. I left it on. I didn't know if you. All right. Cool. I heard you calling me, man.
I was trying to hit you on the thing.
Yeah, it's cool. It goes right to my desk. The based off this, you gotta use the bathroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. We go right outside the door. You said young thug had crazy hair like a girl. Is this kid is named Jeffrey Williams? That's the young thug you talking about? All right, let me unhook you. Then to go outside, they make me put handcuffs on you. So, can you work your business with your handcuffs on?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I just have.
Actually, man, fuck that.
I ain't going on that.
I gotta at least put the ankle chains on you because they get funny.
Handcuffs that are deep, man. That's gonna kill me.
But they real funny about these. I'm gonna put it really loose. We're just walking 2 steps outside. You ain't gotta walk for.
Because he just stripped me.
Oh, God damn. Fuck me.
What's the deal?
All right, I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna take the whole thing off. Lift up. Now, how long have you known Thug? You say he knew his daddy.
I've been knowing his dad since the football field by like a couple of years ago.
He used to play football, skinny head.
I know his dad coached his son 2 years ago.
All right, I gotta put these on. No, you put them on front.
Down a Roselle fan.
Say it one more time.
Down a Roselle fan recreation center on Cleveland Avenue.
Oh, that new one they built at the end of the road. Never been in there.
Been
I know, but see, I was over there in the 80s. It's still new to me. I was over there back when all that shit was hopping. All right, it's right here. You good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, man, just trying to make it happen. Oh, yeah. Whenever I step out, I keep it going because, the time I think about future. Yeah. But I keep 2 going because you never know about this. Because sometimes it's worth. Well, this is really retired. Huh?
That's a rumor?
I wanted to keep going because in 2 more years I will be retired. But nah, I'm not. It's going to be a minute. I got 2 summers left. Nah, I go back and forth to the DA's office on certain assignments.
Somebody said they heard you retired. I was like, what?
I want to retire, man.
Don't we all?
I definitely want to go.
After first, couple of years, when on that way, you still up for the paycheck, you won't,
And it's incredible. I don't know. It's a different police department.
I think everything's changed.
It's just not what I remember, man. I don't remember this shit at all.
Society's changed, man.
That's true. Generations. All right, straight back in here. All right, you got any questions for me about this thing? Because I understand you said you don't want to testify and all that. It ain't about all that. That's on you. I'm sure based off what you said, the DA is going to come to you and say stuff to you. But it's a serious crime. Let me tell you why. You got a situation where police officers interrupt an armed robbery in progress. Let's just pretend that Red, or the guy in the silver car you're following, let's just say he is a bank. You go rob a bank, you wait outside. Listen to me. If you go in the bank and there's gunfire, and your partner stays outside, and y'all leave together after that particular robbery, whether you get money or not, the one driving, the one sitting in the car, the one that was back across town organizing that shit, are all guilty of the same thing. So the police officers, based on what they told me, were in fear. And they didn't know who the victim was. They knew someone was being shot at, and that would be Red. Now, I don't know what his cooperation level is. I hadn't talked to him. I don't know what's up. But I have to write it all up. I got to show the reason why the situation happened.
How am I charged with something that happened Red?
Well, what I'm saying is, he's been talked to. What I'm saying is, I can't go into that part of the investigation, is what I meant to say. That day, I didn't necessarily have a chance to run down things with him. I'm trying to find out exactly everything. My main concern was the people that were injured. You were injured. The other two guys were injured. I want to make sure you guys were healthy first. They told preliminary stories like you told a preliminary story. You both, all three of y'all. Thug has to
I
be.
gave you the real story, though. I ain't.
Well, they're not going to, if they don't tell me about Thug.
They ain't finna come tell you nothing extra.
Well, they have, though.
They not gonna, huh?
But they have. They have said, they're saying that Red was robbing y'all. It doesn't make any sense if that's where he always is. Well, look, if you have any questions, your wife has my cell phone number. If you don't mind her knowing your business to that degree,
You know. I can't talk to her.
I'll let you talk to her maybe on the way back. But the thing of it is, this is an investigation where I got to understand why there was gunfire, why the police had to get involved with gunfire, because they believe you were going to run them over. You know, they were scared of the car.
I ain't went nowhere near for a police officer. So.
Okay.
I ain't seen no police officer. Me personally, me seeing the police, I would have stopped.
You sure?
Yeah, I would have stopped.
I mean,
If I'd have seen the police knowing there was police involved, sir, I would have actually stopped. I ain't, me.
so who did you think it was blocking? Who did you think it was blocking you in?
I don't want no trouble or none of that. You feel what I'm saying?
Who do you think it was blocking you in with the
I'm
car?
thinking it's some folks that DK. You feel what I'm saying? Interacted with. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't
Oh, you thought it was the people he was robbing?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe. You know what I'm saying? We getting combed off here. Cause see, I ain't know nothing about it.
Oh, okay, so you thinking the victims are retaliating?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't seen it. If I seen blue suit, shit, I'm stopping.
Okay, well, everybody, the witnesses from the parking lot,
Like I said-
the ones that looked through their windows saw the officers in full uniform to get out the car.
Yeah, I don't know what they seen.
Okay.
I can't.
You didn't see him.
I'm driving, so I can't tell you.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Who's who and what's what.
Let me tell you why I don't believe that, and I'm just keeping it real with you. The reason why I don't believe that, again with the tape, I'm not going to bring it back out. It's going to be in my report. Tell you exactly what you said. You said that when DK got out the car and hopped out the car, started busting. 12 backed up in the Taurus. Now, I know who the fuck 12 is, you do too.
12 ain't backed up in no time.
Listen to me. You already told me the car backed up, the Taurus. It came. Well, whatever I'm saying, you know it's the police because you called them 12. Then you said 12 started shooting into the car. That's on the tape. You're talking to your wife and the other dude. Y'all talking, you saying 12 shooting, police shooting. You even said, listen to me, you even said DK was shooting at 12. That's what I'm going to put up as evidence. So that right there, no, hold on. Listen to me. Bean, hold on, Bean.
Everything I told him.
If you don't clear this up, I'm going to present what I got in those jail conversations. And you're saying you knew it was the police because you're calling them 12. Everybody in the street know police is 12.
This is what I'm telling my wife, and you may not understand everything I'm telling them.
It makes sense to me,
My
though.
brother got hit by a police car.
12 is shooting through.
You see what I'm saying?
Man, you knew it was 12 up there at Summerdale Apartments because you call them 12. You're trying to get away from 12. Now, that's the one thing you're going to hold on to, you can hold on to
Now
it.
listen to that. I'm telling you, I know it's 12 because the same Taurus ran me over. You're not getting that far right there. That's how I know it's 12. For me to get in here and tell my wife who these folks is, you see what I'm saying? I didn't know these were these people at the time this was going on.
So you're saying the same car you saw in the parking lot that blocked you in eventually is the car that ran you over? Well, the one that was near your car.
You see what I'm saying? See, that's why I'm trying to take the stuff that I'm telling them. Some of that stuff true, some of it not true.
So when did you know it was the police? After you got ran over?
She hit me with the car. Now I know damn. When I see them, I see the car. I'm like, damn, this is police. Police just ran over the car and said, so this is the same police. So I can tell my wife them this.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? From the beginning,
Right.
From the beginning, from me to you, I can't tell you this was the police.
Okay.
Because I would have stopped for the police.
All right. That makes sense what you say. That makes sense what you say. So that'll be up to whoever makes that decision what they believe. I'll put that down.
You see what I'm saying?
I'll put that shit.
From the beginning, I can't say this is 12.
Okay.
But after, this the same car that got me. Yeah, I can tell my wife, this the police.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying now?
All right, that's your story. Let me get over here. You got a hearing tomorrow about something, which I don't want to talk about.
I got to go next Thursday
Oh, okay.
for this aggravated assault.
That's I don't want to talk about that. I won't talk nothing about that.
Hey, you already told me.
What I'm saying is that's your other business. I don't want to get into that. I got nothing to do with anything other than what I asked you about. I feel like I've been straight up
So
with
right
you.
now I'm charged with.
Well, what it looks like to me,
I'm still not charged with anything.
I haven't charged anything yet. I'm working this out. I'm gonna sit down and look through what we did today, and I'll come up with my decision. I'm slow, man. I'm old with this shit. You know, there ain't no rush.
Cause like I said, I don't want no robbery, man. I want to get everything in the clear. You know, but like you said, I'm one of the guys that was in the car, so whatever went on that day, I got to, you know what I mean, be accessory to whatever the fuck these niggas done did, so. It is what it is, man. I just like to know than not to know, you know what I mean?
Why do y'all talk like that on those jail phones? Y'all know we listen.
So,
Why do y'all talk like that on those phones? So free. I mean, I don't understand that.
I mean, it's really nothing to me, really. I mean, it's just nothing to just tell my wife what's going on, you know?
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna make
Stand up. I'm gonna put these behind you. I'm gonna leave off the ankle chains because you say they hurt you.
I'm gonna tell her some shit and some shit I'm gonna make sure it's up, you know what I mean?
Well, maybe we need to get her involved in anything
It's
else.
gonna be a
Then.
little add-ons and, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of little shit going on.
Hold on. Make sure I got it right.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. You the head of the household. You get to make that decision.
You can't just take everything that I say towards my wife that, okay, everything you said, that's
Well,
what you said.
I'm also, it's the brother that, well, what I'm saying is, it's the brother you're talking to on the phone. She called for you. She called somebody. You're telling him the story.
That's my brother-in-law, Frederick Lee.
You talking to Fred Lee. Okay.
Yes, sir. My brother-in-law, Fred Lee, which is her sister's old man, O'Shauna.
Oh, Shona. Who's that?
O'Shauna Lee Hood.
Okay. We got all your stuff?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get you back before that shift change, because you know it gets crazy over there at the jail, at that place now. All right, Fish, hold it tight, man.
You know what I mean? I bullshit with him on some parts of it. You know what I mean? I ain't come bullshit with you, you know what I mean? You know, some of the shit, you know, like I say, the lean and all that, you know, all that shit was true, but we did go on a whole nother mission to these guys, you know what I mean? So,
Y'all gotta stop going on these missions.
you know what I mean?
Y'all gotta stop going on all these
I
missions.
got my own whip, I got my own car, my own house, my own family, my own money, you know what I mean? So, I'll make decisions what the next man do.
Hey, if you're still up here, can you go over to my desk and save that? Put my name in it and all that. Appreciate it.
I just know those guys, what they up to, you know what I mean? They're younger than we are.
Yeah, a lot younger.
It ain't shit for them to do something else, you know what I mean, and get away with it.
What, you think they end up robbing you too?
Nah, they'll try me too.
Don't they have like some respect?
$10, $15. They rob for $10, $15, so you know what I mean? I ain't,
They're gonna change their whole life for $10, $15.
you know what I mean? So, you know.
They will.
Yeah, you know, so I ain't. Wow. I say I don't rob, I hustle for a living, man. You know what I mean? All this shit is coming on to me, aggravated assault shit with my son, it's new, everything coming on this year is new, man. So, you know, shit happens, you know what I mean? You know, I know for sure that if this gonna be the last ride for me, you know what I mean? It's the last ride, you know what I mean?
What's that mean?
For me get my life together, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I done already prayed, I already made my notion, get my shit together. This shit come up, you know what I mean?
Feel you.
Like I say, me and Rep, man, we family.
Won't think he's gonna be too happy with DK. I don't think so.
That's my family.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You might have to let we or somebody know what to do. I don't know my status. as of right now, but
They don't like any people who got wrong you or message to you?
nah, it ain't none. That's bullshit.
Just hit her back when you get down there.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, it ain't none of that.
Okay. So as a white man, you don't know anything what's going on.
Now, right now, as he tell me that I'm what they call it, accessory to a robbery, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm accessory to a robbery.
If she has questions, she can call me later on
He
tomorrow.
said if you have questions, you can call him later on and ask him. But he said I'm accessory to what to Dirty Red robbery from DK robbing him or whatever. But like I was letting him know that me and Dirty Red, we like family. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I don't know what you know what I mean him and DK got going on or whatever. But I wasn't aware that was the person that was going. You know what I mean? That was happening to. So you know what I mean?
Right, you want to set up some bullshit.
Yeah, so you know, I'm just some more shit, some more stuff to add on to
Oh my God.
to the world, I guess. But you know, everything gonna work out. Lord ain't gonna put nothing on me I can't bear, baby. You know what I mean? It's all good. He ain't gonna make nothing put nothing on me. They gonna take me up. Cause I know I ain't did nothing. You know what I mean? I know what I do. I know my part. You know, this part is just being with the wrong people at the wrong time and making the wrong decisions. That's all.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But she can call me anytime.
But he said you can call him at any time, and I'll call you when I get back to the jail. He said anytime.
It's fine.
Anytime. He said he don't have anything to do. He ain't working, but he said you can call him anytime. It's fine.
All right, we're about to pull up in there now.
But I'm finna pull up at the jail. I just wanted to call you, let you know everything that was going on with me or whatever. So, I love you. All right. So I'm getting charged when I go back to jail.
Nothing's happening today. I gotta go back down and talk to these jokers in the hospital. They still in the hospital. And I gotta get out here and I find out what's up with Thug. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up with you. You're the only one that puts Thug in the car. I know who the fuck he was. Everybody think he's a woman. You clear that up for me.
They keep asking me who the fuck a female is, who the fuck a female. Like,
He look like, out of all y'all, he don't look like a little woman to me. If, you know,
he got this wig, like I'm like a lace wig.
That's what I. Oh,
You know,
shit, I didn't see what you're
once you
doing.
get your hair braided and they spray that black stuff on you, immediately I ain't asking no hell of a nothing major, man. But y'all ought to cut me and Big Fred some slack, man. But we ain't, that ain't our line. We ain't having.
Well, see, the slack part is not my department. I turn it over to the DA
Just saying, for
because I can't make those decisions. I can't give any hope or benefit.
Me and Big Fred, we all not even be a part of it.
Right.
Right there, really. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is, you understand, I can't give any hope of any kind of benefit. All I can do, turn over the truth. At this point, I believe you're like 99. I still think you knew those was the cops. That's just me. I believe you knew it was the police. You getting the fuck on. I ain't catching no new case. I got this. I got that. I got this. But you know, that's cool. That's just what I think.
Because I would never gave my real name.
They would have known that, man. All they do is put your finger on the damn machine, man. That's all they do. They got it in the car.
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Bruh.
I give my cousin name all the time. They don't know. I trust them.
If your name,
When I tell them Avery Carter Meadow, I'd have been at home by now. You
listen
can
to
look
me.
for me.
Listen to me. We would have found out who you were.
I'm saying
I don't never take nobody's name, but
Yeah,
once they tell me a name, no, that day. See, I don't know how they do it on the street. The way I do it, I'm gonna know exactly who I'm talking to.
But see, like Fred and them, they like they're not arrested. They just hurt. They could have been at home by now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they wasn't shot. They had to go get
They'd have
treatment.
been at home by now. If
Them
I
bullets-
gave them folks Avery Carter Meadows' name, I'd have been at home by
right.
now. I would have went to Grady, got these little road rashes typed up. I'd have been at home by now.
Your Honor, we're stopping it at a loss.
Say again?
It was stopped at 2:21:43, or maybe it needs to go back a little bit. Something happened with the.
Sharon stopped.
You don't even know if DK's from that neighborhood. Why would he take the chance on Rob?
Your Honor, can we start at 2:21:08?
You were.
I'm saying,
I don't never take nobody's name, but once they tell me a name, no, that day. See, I don't know how they do it on the street. The way I do it, I'm gonna know exactly who I'm talking to.
See, like Fred and them, they they're not arrested. They just hurt. They could have been at home by now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, if they wasn't shot, they had to go get
They'd have been
treatment.
at home by now. If
Them
I
bullets.
gave them folks Avery Carter Meadows' name, I'd have been at home by
right.
now. I would have went to Grady, got these little road rashes typed up. I'd have been at home by now.
Okay.
So I'm not bullshitting about nothing. You know what I mean? I gave him my name off the rip. You know what I mean? I ain't played with him from the beginning.
Right.
You know, I wanted to put this stuff, what I had going on behind me. Like I told my wife on the phone, if you'd have heard me. Babe, I want to get all this shit behind me.
You said that.
It is what it
You
is.
said about a couple different things, you know. It's a simple lick.
Like I said,
It's a simple lick that went sideways.
A lot of little shit I tell them, I added on, exaggerated a little bit.
You were pretty. I mean, you know,
I
maybe
exaggerated a lot, really. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say a little
but
bit.
you didn't exaggerate about driving that car, which is the most important part. And the white boy that lent you the car wasn't his to even lend. He shouldn't have did it. You know, the girl, of course, she wants somebody locked up for fucking her shit up. I said, well, you know, he lent him the car. It wasn't no theft. It was a lend. You know, even though it wasn't his to lend, the Mexican kid didn't say nothing about it. So the white kid just, he knows you, he trusted you that you bring it back. He tried to bring it back. I'm just glad you didn't run over no children. Whew. We'd still been out there. You'd hit some kids in their yard. You ran over all kind of tricycles. They mad. You know, they ain't got no tricycle no more.
That blue house, I know blue, that's Ken Brother house.
Man. Oh, Ken. Damn, I've been in this shit too long. I know that. I'm glad I don't work that dope no more. God, I hated that shit. Good. Because the reason why it's just so phony. It ain't what's really real. See, homicide is real. Somebody dies, you try to figure out what happened. Give the family some sense that you give a fuck. That's it. But yeah, Cleveland Avenue is off the chain right now. All them young boys sit up there on videos, making videos all over the trap. They all over YouTube with everything. Every time we need somebody, you know what we do is we go to YouTube. All right, what's the little motherfucking name? Okay, boom. Instagram, YouTube, all that shit. Not YouTube, but Facebook. Yeah, YouTube. They all want to show their pistols and they want to do this, they want to do that. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Bringing one back.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, I guess the best thing is you didn't rob a little old lady. You know, it wasn't a lick for a little old lady leaving church. Some grown joker who, you know.
Like you say, a bank or a store.
There wasn't no bank. It's still a robbery. So I'm investigating it as a robbery where police officers responded. That's all I'm doing, really. I got to make sure the police officers are right.
It's not a robbery because he said he got to come forth.
It was a robbery. Who?
Red got to come forth. He said that he was robbed.
Well,
Right?
Red told the police. Well, we'll leave that. We'll leave that at that. I can't really get into his statement or whatever he did. I don't know everything about that, so I'm not going to speak on nothing I don't know.
He just said he was like a victim, though.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He was getting shot at, and when people get shot at, they say shit like, yo, man, I almost lost my life. So, you know, I'm not saying that's what he said, but, you know, let's get this shit out of the car here.
So what did you like? The police gotta come arrest you again?
Don't work like that. I gotta still work, man. I'm slow, man. Got 6 kids. I got shit to do.
Man, don't let me get out.
You're probably gonna get charged. I don't know. I don't know yet. I gotta keep working. I gotta go hear their side. You got a side, now it's fair. I gotta go hear their side.
See, they with the bullshit. They talking about they
Well,
robbing on there.
they said Red was robbing y'all. You told me he wasn't. So you're the driver. Usually the drivers know more what's going on than anybody. I'm just gonna work it up. The only reason I'm in, I don't do robbery shit. I don't do robbery shit. All I do is murder. Only reason I'm in it because the police shot at y'all's car. That's the only reason I'm out there. Because of the police using that kind of force, they're gonna call me out to work it. Normally, if they hadn't hit nobody, they would let the damn precinct handle it. Because if they just hit the car and didn't hit nobody, I wouldn't even be working it. But because he hit somebody, and see, y'all probably all would have got charged that night too. Huh? He shot. Huh? He shot. I don't even know who even hit anybody, because it might be, I'm gonna test those guns, but Big Boy got a bullet in his back, and they haven't taken it out yet. So, man, what happened over here?
Somebody just tore up his sack.
Wow. Hey, how you doing? That's just not cool. They're still in court.
Yeah, that's all I was just trying to figure out. Shit, man, I'm trying to see my family, man. I ain't got time for it, man. I ain't got time for all that. I want to let you know everything that's going on straight.
I appreciate you, doing that. I mean, because
Be straight up.
I'm straight businessman when it comes to this shit. I'm all about whatever the truth is. That's it. You're the only one really got a real family, a real life. Everybody else just living on the end of life. They're not really respecting their life. You're respecting your life. We're gonna go over to this wall over here and stand by. They tell us what to do. Watch that door. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, work. Whatever the rules are in here, I don't know. I took him with me. We just got back.
I just come from court, man.
Oh, I think they already heard him in court. I don't know. Did you already go for the judge? He already went to the judge. Yeah, that's you. That's you. Yeah, because if something happened to you, they'll find one of these cells for me over here. Be glad you ain't going with her. Why she ain't? I ain't trying to go out there, man. I ain't trying to. That's why I stopped drinking and driving, man. Number 3? All right. You know what that is? All right, let's go back here first. Which one's number 3? Right here? 1, 2. Hold on, let me get them joints off you, man. Fuck if I know. These mother. Is this one? Which one? She said, yeah, that's cool. Where you going? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so see you next time, man. I'm doing well. How are you? All right, all right. Thank you. This concludes this interview. Transport of Adrian Bean, time 12:20 p.m. 9/17/2013.
May I, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
Sir, we heard Mr. Williams, number 197, exhibit number 197. Remember that, the Kroger?
I don't recall.
And then we heard State's exhibit number 176. 176 CA, just now. That was your voice on that recording as well?
I heard it.
Okay. I'd like to go over one other recording. It's not that long. It's about 10, 11 minutes, 12 minutes. And then I'm going to ask you questions about each of these issues. Do you remember a collect call? You remember being taken from the scene to Grady Hospital? Let me repeat this. I apologize. That's a bad question. Do you remember being arrested after fleeing from the police, careening into the wall, running from the police, being struck by the police vehicle? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Okay. And I'm not telling you remember the date, but by any chance you remember the date September 11, 2013 when that happened, if you remember?
I don't remember nothing from 2013, sir.
Okay. Do you remember from being arrested, you had injuries to your head, your shoulder, your back? I'm not saying there weren't other injuries, but do you remember that?
No, sir.
Do you recall from after being arrested, being driven by law enforcement to Grady Hospital? They have a detention. Do you know the Grady Hospital has a detention facility with it?
No, sir.
All right. Do you remember being taken to Grady Hospital that day that we're talking about?
No, sir.
All right. Do you remember after being discharged from Grady Hospital going to the Fulton County Jail, 901 Rice Street?
No, sir. I don't remember.
Do you recall, while at the hospital, if you recall, speaking with your wife, Miss Courtney Bean?
I don't recall.
When you get transferred by law enforcement from Grady Hospital to the Fulton County Jail, do you remember making a call to your wife on
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the call to your wife from the hospital.
I stand the question. Rephrase that, Mr. Steele.
I was in the jail, but okay. I can't remember the day of the week. So do you remember the day after being arrested at the scene, going to Grady Hospital, making a call to your wife, Miss Bean, from the Fulton County Jail? So it would be on September 12th, 2013. Do you recall that?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. Do you recall in the Fulton County Jail, and you've been in the Fulton County Jail in the past, fair to say?
I've been to Rice Street before.
Okay. And you knew, or you know, that the jail calls are recorded. Are you familiar with that?
No, sir.
Are you familiar that when you make a call from the Fulton County Jail, when you've been incarcerated there or other places, there's a sign right next to the phone that says these calls are being recorded and can be listened to by law enforcement? Are you aware of that? Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know when you make a collect call as a person incarcerated from the Fulton County Jail or any institution, there's an announcement on that call explaining this call is subject to monitoring and being recorded?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you remember at all from the Fulton County Jail speaking with, making a collect call to your wife and then explaining that they hung up the phone on me last night? Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember having a conversation with your wife? They cut off the phones. Hell yeah. Remember saying that?
No, sir.
Meaning the night before, no? Do you
No,
remember?
sir.
Okay. Do you remember on the same day, September 12th, 2013, explaining to your wife that it's bad in here, I have a big knot on my head, shoulder skinned up, everything going wrong?
No, sir.
Do you remember then crying to your wife or your voice sounding like it's crying? Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember explaining that this shit is crazy? Remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember your wife explaining to you that one of your children asked where his daddy was?
No, sir.
Do you remember explaining to your wife that you want a bond, but you may not be able to make it? Do you remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember going to court or explain that you're going to court at 11 o'clock a.m. that day, which is September 12, 2013?
No, sir.
Do you remember explaining that you had nothing to do with the crime of shooting Cam? Remember that?
No, sir.
And Cam does not live here anymore. Do you remember that?
No, sir.
And the Cam you're talking about is the one that you shot. Oh, excuse me, you explained on the recorded call that the one that you shot could not identify you. Do you remember saying that?
No, sir.
And do you remember explaining that you need to know whether the victims are coming to court because that will dictate whether you ask for a trial or not?
No, sir.
Do you remember admitting to shooting these folks on that call?
No, sir.
And just to be fair, do you remember hearing you explaining that you could have called Chief Meadows? Remember that, hearing that with the jury a few minutes ago on State's Exhibit number 176?
No, sir. I don't even have his number.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm going to object because that,
Basis.
And that,
Oh, don't say anything, Mr. Bean. What's your basis, ma'am?
it assumes that's not in evidence.
All right, all you need to say, I'll sustain the objection.
Okay, it was on the recording.
But not at the time.
I'm sustaining the objection, Mr. Steele. That's fine. Name a little more foundation or withdraw the question whenever you pleasure.
Okay. Do you remember showing the jury and speaking with the jury about the fact that you pled guilty under Alford to shooting two people, and it's in, may I approach you a second, Your Honor?
You may, sir.
It's already in evidence. It's marked Mr. Williams, number 199.
you said, I said what now?
You pled
To the
guilty
juror.
to shooting the two people on about October 15, 2015. Remember discussing that earlier?
No, sir.
Now, that's the cam and the folks that you were talking about that I asked you earlier. You don't remember that?
No, sir.
All right. Do you remember explaining that one thing turned into another and Big Fred wasn't even supposed to be with us?
No, sir.
Do you remember explaining that, discussing that Big Fred was in the vehicle?
No, sir.
It's all in the same recorded call. I'm asking the same questions. Do you remember saying 12 looking at his dumb ass? You remember saying that on the call?
No, sir.
Remember saying DK got in on your side of the car?
No, sir.
Remember police bullets came close to your head?
No, sir.
Saying that. Remember saying DK got shot in the leg?
I don't recall, sir.
Do you remember explaining to your wife during the same call that you're the victim of a robbery and the perpetrator took about $22,000 from you?
No, sir.
Do you remember saying to your wife that you could have given another person's name and walked away?
No, sir.
Do you remember telling your wife, excuse me, do you remember your wife explained to you to get the drugs out of your system and you explaining that you could clean yourself out? You remember that?
No, sir.
You remember discussing bond and trying to save money for bond?
No, sir.
Do you remember again discussing your court today at 11 o'clock? That day?
No, sir.
Do you remember explaining that you go to court for a probation revocation on Wednesday, September 18, 2013 on some sort of driver's license charge?
I don't remember.
Do you remember talking about moving the shit?
I don't remember, sir.
Do you remember your wife discussed that the homicide detective came back again last night, which would have been the September 11, 2013?
No, sir.
Explaining that a bitch, excuse my language, is driving?
I don't recall, sir.
Where did the white boy come from, your wife is asking you? You remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember your wife explained that the detective wanted to figure out who was driving, adamant it was a boy?
No, sir.
Do you remember the driver, your wife saying that the driver, meaning she could have killed everyone?
No, sir.
According to the detective. Do you remember that your wife explained that the detective said that the driver caused all of these problems?
No, sir.
And that you have no charges on you as of September 11, 2013 because you were a passenger in the vehicle. You remember that?
No, sir.
Do you remember then saying to your wife something to the effect, I'm not quoting you, but they gave us a story to tell?
No, sir.
Remember then saying goodbye to your wife and that you love her, and when you get to population, you'll call again?
No, sir.
And do you remember explaining that these are free calls because you're not yet, you're still in the holding area, the Fulton County Jail, not in the regular pods?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to mark and move into evidence Mr. Williams, number 205, a recorded call between Mr. Bean and Miss Bean as described by me, and Mr. Bean could not remember. I'd like to impeach him.
Any objection to Williams 205?
Your Honor, I know that we served jail calls. I don't know and have not heard Williams 205 to even know whether it is the complete jail call. So until we know that, until it's been authenticated, I would, if Mr. Steele wants to let us hear it before he plays it, I don't have a problem with that, but I do until I hear it. And make sure that it's the one we served him.
I gave it to the state, I don't know, a week ago. I don't know. I can't remember. The days are flying by, but it's marked as Mr. Williams number 205 on the email and thumb drive.
Is it the same as
Yeah.
was tendered in discovery?
Yeah.
Has it been changed or altered in any way?
No.
Okay. I'm old with your objection. I'll just let him play it. Williams 205 is admitted, maybe published as you see.
Can I have Mr. Kokomo help us?
He may, yes, yes, sir.
And after Mr. Bean, I'm going to start asking questions about all of these exhibits, okay?
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at
Fulton County Jail.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, babe. Yeah, I see. They cut it off and hung it up? How you feel? Yeah.
All right, may I have a moment? May I have 1 second? Oh, wait. Can we redo that? It was inaudible to me. Can we restart that?
Are you trying to turn up the volume, sir, or what?
The volume. I couldn't hear Mr.
Hire better audio staff then.
That's, well, I don't want to say I'm not coming.
I know what you're dealing with. Mr. Kokomo, come on now. When you go free, Mr. Steele, here's what happens, right? Or subsidized, I should say. All right, okay. Mr. Kokomo, whenever you can start over again, sir, and play that a little louder, please.
Hello, this is a free call from an inmate at
Fulton County Jail.
This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, babe. Yeah, I see. They cut it off and hung it up? How you feel? Yeah.
Man, bad as hell. I got a big ass knot on my head. Goddamn shoulders kicked up. Everything just going wrong right now. I don't know, man. This shit crazy.
No, I understand. I try to cope with it, babe. I understand.
It good. I got shit but that damn suspended license shit, and then that shit when fuck man throw all the other shit yesterday. Ain't shit on me on that. I ain't got no charges about that shit. It just got me for the shit that I done did. That's all. Who that?
My new little home for about a year.
Yeah, I had talked to security guard, but they trying to figure out, like, you telling us to get all our stuff, our football stuff. AJ said, so where's the dad at? I was like, you know, he the oldest, bro, you know what I'm saying?
So,
I just looked at him, I just said, really, AJ? He looked at me, he was like, oh. I said, you know? He was like, yeah. And I ain't say that. This shit crazy, man. This shit crazy.
I ain't really want that shit, man. They give me a bond, I'm out of here. I that probation shit. They give me a bond here. But like, how I can't make it. It's too high, I just wait fucking right there.
My friend got shot in the back. One of his laws left. I ain't heard that else about him. You know, what's going on with the dude.
Shit, ain't that one on came in yet. We can't go nowhere. We're gonna be down here 2 more days, goddamn. She's so fucked up in this jail, man.
Always back.
We gotta go to the court and let me start. See what's going on in court.
7 o'clock now?
Yeah, right down him. The nigga can blame me though. If he come to court, he just come to court and tell these folks, man, hey man, I don't ain't got nothing to do with that shit. They'll throw that shit out.
He don't even live there, don't to them no more, though. The nigga don't even live there no more.
Who?
The little nigga Cam.
Oh, that good then. They ain't gonna be able to find him then. Come about the little boy, the Cam.
The one you shot, yeah.
But the one I shot ain't the one that identified me, though. They had the kid identified.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know about that.
No, I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
If he catch up with him, if he can't shit, it don't really matter, man. I ain't studying shit.
And the little dad was out there yesterday, but that other little boy. Can you put that thing back in the garbage you got back in?
What happened?
Dad was over there yesterday. I was over there.
Who the hell is that? My daddy.
The little old man. He got shot a brick.
Oh, what you say?
I don't know. I just seen him sitting over there.
No, he said he wasn't going to court. He ain't done that shit.
Right. I don't think none of them really say that shit, though, man. You feel okay? I think they really
I need to know if he's coming to court or he ain't coming to court. If he ain't coming to court, then I need to go and tell him, give me a speedy trial and go to trial. You know what I mean? Something like that. Well, I don't want to crack up no speedy trial. And then them motherfuckers show up in here on the court and testifying on me and I'm going to trial on me. You know what I mean? I know I done shot these folks. It's cool though, right? Shit I had to go through.
Yeah, I just don't know how they ever start, man. This shit dog. Like,
No goddamn, we just got through a situation and here we go again.
Yeah, that shit, I don't understand. I ain't been asleep. I ain't been asleep. This shit just a puzzle in my brain. Like, I just talked to you today before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't coming around there no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the crowd. I don't know. This shit is dumb. Like, I don't know. You ain't got no strap. You ain't got nothing with you. Like, you don't even do stuff like that. I ain't like, where your Bible?
I don't know. We went to go do one thing, and then one thing turned into another, then another thing turned into another, then none of this shit ain't supposed to be kicking out, man. Big Fred shit ain't supposed to be with us.
Ow.
Boys, that big ass one what got us caught with that bullshit. You know, you just get out of jail, man. You know you on rob, man. Sit your ass back, man. I ain't even get out the car this time. We let DK get out the car. I should have went on and did the shit because I wouldn't even been shooting at nobody. His ass just went to shooting wild, goddamn, shooting. 12 looking at that dumb ass. 12 shooting, boy, get in the car. Hey, get in on my side.
Where he got shot at?
I'm glad they ain't hit me in the head or anyone, man, because that bullet come clean through my past my shit.
Where he got shot at? Where DK got shot at?
I got him both his legs. They were trying to come at me, asking me why I shot him. I was like, what time they said you were robbing them and shit? I said, man, I am the victim. I'm running for my life. These folks tried to just rob me. This was $22,000 of my money. But the only thing that fucked me up here, I could have gave him AC name and been walked right down the street to you, baby. I gave him my name.
Yeah.
So I said, everything I'm for all that reason, man. I guess I need to get shit off my back anyway.
I'm just gonna get them drugs out the system. It'll be over with. It'll be over with.
Clean myself out, get myself together anyway, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, we are. So they get your bar. We die there. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we need to know quick. They need to be trying to goddamn figure out the shit quick. But they can't hold you for too long. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They cannot hold you for too long.
Oh, no, I'm good. I ain't really shit. I go to court Wednesday for the probation violation on the driver's suspended license. That's $1,400 fine. They gonna reinstate. I ain't paid and on it. So they gotta pay it. They gotta reinstate that or either throw it out, brother. So they've been throwing them out lately.
Okay.
So if they throw that out, then I'm stuck with the one. And I get a bond for that. If I get a bond at 11 o'clock for that, then I can make bond on that. I can start working on the bond money for that. But I know Wednesday they'll be goddamn re-signing me back to the driving license shit. So that ain't shit. See what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, what side you gonna go to court with?
I go to court at 11 o'clock today. I don't know when I go to court Wednesday, but she told me I go to court Wednesday for the probation violation. So, shit.
You gonna call to talk to somebody else?
No, I ain't got nobody number. Bro, probably sleep. They I don't know what they did last night at the thing, shit.
He stayed in the house. Like there, he would ride that goddamn side buck for saw, so he get the key for the room he ever saw about the room here, because he want the nigga trying to go. He was like, buck, he had trouble, buck got there, that boy trying to break it in, get out of the lift or some shit, you know what I'm saying? That's the last thing I know,
He don't
though.
know how to handle them young niggas. He gonna be a made them young niggas do some dumb shit. So you can't be handling them niggas, talking to them niggas, scaring them up and shit with that bullshit. So why don't you let him deal with it? And the buck cool though. So who the fuck he gonna let move the shit?
He claimed, he told me, baby, he gonna handle it. I don't know how that shit goes. Cause we baby stood outside talking. We done stood outside talking, goddamn.
Open that thing up, man. They got us some money, man. Get us some money. Get us some money out of this shit, man. We need us some money.
But the detective came back though, the homicide detective kept coming back. He came, we were down one side, he came back again last night.
For what?
They still trying to figure out what the fuck skateboard and niggas out there. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I said they trying to figure out where the white boys came from. The white boys told them they were down here. Down there with Adrian Bean. I don't know. They still trying to figure that shit out. I don't know. The detective called my phone last night, called that shit, told that shit. They just trying to figure out who the fuck was driving. He said it's a bitch was driving. The bitch had on lace front wig. Who the fuck is this hoe? So goddamn, he can't find out who this hoe is, then he gonna end up. When he kept calling a broad. He was adamant. He was just so fucked. I put him on speaker so brother I was shot to me. The homicide detective. He like shit. He said he tried to figure out who the fuck the broad who driving. They said it was a broad driving the car. Goddamn, she had a lace front wig and all type of shit. They trying to figure out who she is, because she the one that caused all these problems with this driving, and she could have killed something out and all this old stuff here. If he can't find her, he gonna end up having to put these charges on the three boys that they got in custody. As of right now, your husband disabled, they got no charges on him. We can't charge him for nothing. So he was a passenger.
Who that?
That's what he said.
Now he told you about me.
Yeah, he said, as of right now, your husband, they got no charges, so he was a passenger. We tried to find out what the fuck happened.
The thing the boys that come, they stick and come down that motherfucker and tell them that what it was. Them niggas kept it 100. They gave us a story to tell. All right, baby, I gotta get ready to get out the phone. She's making me get out. I love you.
Okay,
When I get in population or when I come from quarter, they let me use the phone again. If not, I'll talk to you when I get in population. You do got minutes on your phone, right?
Yes, I do.
Because these free calls, I think.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
they ain't free,
it.
call and check and make sure, because they probably took the money out. But if they ain't free, just check and make sure. But I will call you back. Love you. Bye, all right?
What's going on here? I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too.
All right.
All right, man.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Call, get my mama to call.
Call who?
Just tell them to see what they can do, man. Call somebody.
All right. Just don't worry about this. We got this out here, okay? Just don't worry.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Keep it clear by, baby, okay?
All right. It's all good.
All right. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Bye.
Your Honor, that completes Ms. Williams' number 205. I might have said 105 earlier. Mr. Bean, were you able to identify your voice on that call?
I can hear it, but I still don't recall the conversation.
Okay. Is that also your wife's voice?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Did you hear, you did say that is your voice, or you don't recall?
That's how I hear it, but I don't still recall the conversation. How long has that been?
11 years? Almost 11 years?
Exactly.
Did you hear your wife say you want me to call anybody? Did you hear that?
I heard what you played.
Okay. And what that is a three-way call. You familiar with that?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to Mr. Steele's
Basis.
testifying.
Basis.
to testifying and not asking a question, so the form of whatever.
I sustain the question, it's the form. You can rephrase, Mr. Steele.
Are you familiar when you are incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail or other place, and you're speaking on a recorded line, jail call, collect call, the person, in this case your wife, can three-way in or call in another person to join that call? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, they can make a three-way.
Okay. And your wife asked you if you want her to call, you want her to call anyone, and you said, I don't have anyone's number. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that. I don't call that.
Okay. Did you hear your wife explain to you what the homicide detective told her the day before on September 11, 2013?
To listen to a call that I haven't heard a conversation of in so many years, I can hear what you're saying about have I heard it, but I still don't recall the conversation. I don't even remember the conversation. I don't even remember nothing back in 2013.
Do you remember, according to Mr. Williams' number 205, stating after your wife explained to you that information from the detective, they gave us a story to tell? Do you remember saying that?
I don't recall.
Okay. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Now, I want to go back to a recording that's in evidence, and it's Mr. Williams' number 197, and ask you some questions about that, if I may. 197B, as in Barry Bravo. And the jurors will have these recordings, Mr. Bean, so they can listen to them. If you need to listen to them, though, we have them for you, and I'm going to play parts of it, okay? But if you want to listen to any part of it, just say I need to hear more different areas, okay? On January 22, 2023, you met with me and investigator James Martin in front of your home. Do you remember that?
I don't recall, sir.
Do you remember Mr. Martin saying, should we go in your house? And you opted, which was fine, to go into Mr. Martin's car. Do you remember getting in a car with Mr. Martin and myself?
I don't recall, sir.
Do you remember sitting, by any chance, in the rear passenger seat towards the center? I was in the front passenger, Mr. Martin in the driver's seat in front of your home on Sunday, January 22, 2023.
You remember, I don't.
Okay. Do you remember me asking you, thanking you for meeting with us, and asking if I could play you 2 jail recordings from this time that you were in the Fulton County Jail?
No, sir.
Do you remember me playing for you the jail recording that is now marked as Mr. Williams number 205, the one that the jurors just heard, and they could hear it whenever they want during their deliberations? Do you remember me playing that for you?
No, sir.
Do you remember me asking you about what it meant when you say they gave us a story to tell on that recording that is now marked as Mr. Williams number 205?
No, sir.
I'm sorry. Sure.
At this point in time. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bean, I'll go ahead and let you take 10 minutes, okay? And then we'll see where the day leads us. Don't discuss testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case. All right, Mr. Bean, you can step off. Ladies and gentlemen, take 10 minutes, and then we'll let you know where we stand for the day. All rise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us. Mr. Steele and Ms. Love, do you think this might be a stopping point for us today, or what do you think?
That's fine. It's going to go on.
I do not get the response.
He hasn't said anything yet.
Your Honor, it's going to be a significant cross-examination from here, so if that answers your question.
Okay. All right. All right, let's take 10 minutes and then I'll tell you what the order of march will be for the rest of the time, okay? All right, we're in recess for 10 minutes. All right. Is everybody back, Sergeant Ingram?
Yes, sir, everybody's back.
All right, let's go ahead and bring Mr. Bean back in, please. All right, summon our jurors, please, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, Mr. Bean, I'd like you to report tomorrow morning for 9 o'clock, if you wouldn't mind, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you then. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any ministerial inquiry with me? Okay, all right. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna start, I'd ask y'all to report for 9 a.m. for an anticipated 9:30 start time. And unless you have any other inquiry of me, what I'll do is just go through your nightly admonitions. Please don't discuss anything that you have heard or otherwise gleaned from in the four walls of this courtroom. And please, if anybody should approach you about anything we've covered in this case so far, you need to let myself and Sergeant Ingram know immediately. Leave your notepads in the basket. Don't discuss anything as you're coming or going tonight or tomorrow. Don't discuss anything with any third parties, your loved ones in your household. And please resist temptation of looking at any news accounts, blogs, or otherwise accounts of this particular trial. Remember, I told you, you can only consider what's lawfully presented within the four walls of this courtroom, I should say. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I thank you for your undying patience with us. And unless you have anything else of me in terms of question, I'll release you for the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for 9 o'clock, all right?
Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you for the speaker.
You're very welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all rise. All right, councilors, please be seated. Our jury has left us. Does anybody have any inquiry of me?
Your Honor, I'd like to approach after court is over with one of the members of the defense, but nothing that I need to put on record.
Okay, all right. Anyone from any member of the defense team? All right. Then we'll see you all tomorrow morning for 9 o'clock with an anticipated 9:30 start time, all right?
Thank you.
All right, we're in recess. 572. Mr. Stillwell, Mr. Botts, and Mr. Shard. Good morning, gentlemen. All right, Mr. Williams, Mr. Steele, Mr. Adams, and Ms. Renard, good morning. All right, Mr. Kendrick and Ms. Hingerty, good morning. All right, Mr. Huey and Mr. Matthews, Jr. and Senior, good morning. Mr. Nichols, Mr. Harvey, Ms. Westmoreland, good morning. And Mr. Ryan and Ms. D. Williams, good morning. All right. Ms. Love, Mr. Atkins, Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith, and Ms. Hilton, good morning. Good morning. All right, Sergeant Ingram, all our jurors are present? Yes, sir. Okay, is there anything I need to cover before we bring them out?
Very
Good morning, everybody. Your Honor, would you consider a continuing objection? The state is objecting on cross-examination oftentimes to, and I'm quoting, facts not in evidence. I researched that. That has only been used in closing argument and a hypothetical. So these are not hypothetical. So if it's okay with the court, can we have a continuing objection to any ruling sustaining that type of objection?
I'm not inclined to do that because there are circumstances where predicate facts have not been introduced before the fact finder, and that objection would be valid.
And then, okay.
So I have to rule upon it on a case-by-case basis because I'm listening to the testimony as well. So, so it is a valid objection if you have an examination that either inserts facts that haven't been established yet, or you haven't, by agreement, agreed to those facts as of yet.
But I'm talking about cross-examining. I'm not saying it's not at times, but if I'm cross-examining someone and I say, you know, is Ms. Jones outside? Something that may not be perfect, but, or Ms. Porter outside, Keith Adams said that, the Honorable Keith Adams. And the objection, I believe, was sustained to facts not in evidence. And if I'm wrong, I'm just giving an example then. On a cross-examination, the questioner, that's the whole point, can ask about things that were not in evidence. They, of course, have some sort of good faith belief, but they can ponder those questions. No one has to have it in evidence. Otherwise, we are tied to the federal rule of only things that came out on direct.
No, because Georgia doesn't have a scope rule. So I'll consider it on a case-by-case basis, but.
Okay. Well, thank you. That was it.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, Sergeant Ingram, go ahead and summon our jurors, please.
Mr. President, Council.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Without further delay, we're going to go ahead and continue with the presentation of the state's case. All right, counsel, call your next witness.
Good morning, Your Honor. The state at this time calls Gregory Pfeiffer to the stand.
All right, summon Gregory Pfeiffer, please. Mr. Pfeiffer, good morning, sir. You please go ahead and face Sergeant Ingram and be sworn as a witness, please.
Raise your right hand. You swear first testimony to give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State's first last name for the court.
Yes, sir. My name is Gregory Pfeiffer, Gregory Peiffer.
Good morning, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Good morning.
What is your current occupation?
I'm currently a forensic biologist.
And where are you employed in that capacity?
I am employed at the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, commonly known as the ATF.
What is, excuse me, and what are your duties at the ATF?
My duties at the ATF are to be a forensic biologist, which means to process evidence as it relates to ATF incidents, to analyze evidence for DNA, to generate reports, and to testify in court.
And have you worked in any other capacity prior to your employment with the ATF?
Prior to my employment with the ATF, between 2012 and 2015, I was employed by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Department of Forensic Sciences, commonly known as the State Crime Lab.
And what was your official title or role there?
My title at the GBI was also as a forensic biologist.
And what were your duties or responsibilities at the GBI as a forensic biologist?
Similar to those of the ATF as a forensic biologist, the duties are the same. So my duties at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation were to process evidence from state and local agencies that was submitted to the GBI Crime Lab, process that evidence for biological material, analyze biological material for the presence of DNA profiles, generate reports, and testify in court.
And can you tell the jury what your educational background is?
I received a Bachelor's of Science in the specialty of genetics from Iowa State University in 2004. I am not finished, sir. and then in 2012, I received a Doctor of Philosophy, also in genetics. At that same time, I also received a graduate certificate in forensic sciences. I am now done.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
And were you required to undergo any specialized training to become a forensic biologist?
To be a forensic biologist, the specialized training really comes in on-the-job training. So at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, I underwent a many-month training program that included oral lectures, written examinations, proctored examinations with evidence, supervised casework that ultimately culminated in a mock court. I then, once I joined the ATF, underwent that same training program, but as oversaw by the ATF at that time. So that would be my specialized training in forensic biology.
And Mr. Pfeiffer, do you belong to any professional organizations?
I belong to the American Academy of Forensic Sciences as a member of that organization.
And how long have you been a part of that organization?
To my recollection, it would have been around 2014 to current.
And is there a certification process to become a forensic biologist with the GBI?
There is a certification process, but that is not a requirement to be a forensic biologist. There's actually a small subset of forensic biologists that are certified. There's a certifying body, the American Board of Criminalistics. I hold with that body a certification in molecular biology, which is under the umbrella of forensic DNA analysis. And I am current and open with that certification.
Okay. And have you been previously qualified to testify as a forensic biologist and DNA examiner?
In court?
Yes.
Yes.
And about how many times?
I believe this will be my 16th testimony, plus or minus one.
So I want to ask you, what is forensic biology?
Forensic biology is the science of analyzing evidence for the presence of biological material, looking for the presence of blood, semen, saliva, analyzing that evidence to generate DNA profiles that can be used to compare to known DNA profiles submitted from individuals to make associations to the evidence.
What is DNA?
What is DNA? DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. It's the A's, C's, T's, and G's that you learned back in school. It's the basic building block of all life. You receive half of your DNA from your mother and half your DNA from your father. It is set at conception. It remains the same throughout your life and throughout various cells of your body. So we can use DNA from the inside of your mouth to compare to blood or DNA from the surface of your hands. It is unique to an individual. So with the exception of identical siblings, be that twins, triplets, etc. But it's unique to an individual and can be used to draw associations of known DNA standards to evidence samples.
And how is DNA deposited on items?
DNA can be deposited on an item from any number of ways. As mentioned earlier, like what DNA is, blood, semen, and saliva all contain DNA. And so if any of those substances are deposited onto an item of evidence, there may be DNA there. However, there's also something called touch DNA. And so I see, sir, that you have a water bottle on the floor. Sorry, I talked directly to the jury, but as if somebody were to pick up that bottle and touch it, you would deposit DNA from the surface of your hand to that item, and that would be DNA that I could analyze as a forensic biologist.
Let's expound upon that. How can DNA be collected from items of evidence?
DNA collection process starts with an evaluation, and I look at evidence and try to determine where DNA may be deposited on an item. The actual collection of that is I use something similar to a Q-tip, commonly used to clean things around the house or on your physical person. We have sterile cotton swabs that we use to collect DNA. The standard process would be, once I identify an area to swab, moisten that swab with liquid, a sterile water, use that sterile wet swab to swab the evidence, to collect any biological material from the evidence onto the swab. I then follow that back up with a dry swab, similar to mopping the floor. If you use your wet mop, you still need to go back and clean it again. So we're trying to get all of the biological material off of an item of evidence and onto cotton swabs that I can then use in my DNA analysis process pipeline.
Okay. And after you've performed that collection process, what else, if anything, do you do after that?
Sure. The DNA collection process is just the first step of DNA analysis. We need to obtain DNA from the evidence and move that to our DNA analysis pipeline. The pipeline can be thought of as 5 basic steps. First step is DNA extraction. So we would cut the swabs that I took from the evidence and put that into a tube and add chemicals to break apart the cellular material that's there, to wash away any substances from the evidence itself. And so we end up with a purified sample with DNA in it. The next step is then to figure out how much DNA I had. I don't know at this point in time if I obtained any DNA from an evidence sample. So I use my quantitation step to determine whether or not any DNA is present on that evidence. After that, I use that information in the next step to use something similar to like a molecular Xerox machine. So something, if you were making photocopies of a piece of paper, you would put it in and make hundreds to millions of copies of that piece of paper. I do that using instrumentation and chemicals in the laboratory to amplify and generate multiple copies of the small amount of DNA I obtained from the evidence. After that, I use sensitive instrumentation to detect the DNA sample that I just processed and amplified. The final step in my DNA analysis process is looking at the data that comes off of my sensitive instrumentation to determine whether or not a DNA profile is suitable for comparison.
Okay. So I would like to ask you, what is a DNA profile?
A DNA profile is a collection of data as it pertains to somebody's DNA. And so if we think of a DNA profile as a collection of data from particular locations throughout your DNA, and in the testing that I normally do, we would look at anywhere from 15 locations of the DNA, and each one of those locations would give me information. And so if we look at it graphically, it's much like every other graph. It's an X with a Y axis where size is on the X axis going across, and how tall the peak is how much information is present. At each one of the locations of DNA that I look at, if we go back to the definition of DNA,